Consequently, the DCI had to move to court and indeed obtained a court order to allow them to establish the veracity of these claims and take disciplinary action if at all any police officer could have invaded the privacy of Dr. Matiang'i's home with the intentions of harassing him, intimidating him, or arresting him outside the legally prescribed procedures. Meanwhile, the former cabinet secretary, through his lawyers, had moved to court and obtained anticipatory bail, preventing the police from arresting him, which court order the National Police Service have obeyed until today. After concluding their investigations and analyzing the available evidence, the DCI invited Dr. Matiang'i to tell his side of the story by way of recording a statement as a matter of due process and procedure. I confirm to the country that the entire investigation process in this matter has been carried out with utmost professionalism, dispassionately, and in a manner that reflects the policy guidelines of this administration of handling criminal investigations and how suspects of crime should be treated by the police. The former minister was formally invited to record his statement on a particular day, which turned out to be inconvenient to him since he claimed to have traveled. Subsequently, he was asked to indicate another day and time upon his arrival when he would be available. Eventually, he appeared at the DCI headquarters along Kiambu Road on Monday, the 6th of March, 2023, which was a day and time of his choice and convenience. Fellow Kenyans, this is a major departure from how the police have treated suspects of crime under the previous administration, especially if these suspects were politically exposed persons. Such suspects would be apprehended at night, inhumanly mishandled in the presence of family members and guests, and treated with high drama. It is the policy of this administration to treat all suspects of crime with dignity and handle them with respect to their fundamental rights and freedoms as guaranteed by the Constitution of our country. Unless one has committed a cognizable offense of serious gravity, or the suspect poses a serious immediate risk to both the public and the officers arresting that person, night raids, inhumane treatment, and dramatization of arrests are not part of the policy of this administration's criminal justice system. Violation of this policy guidelines by any security officer will attract punitive actions against any culpable officer who tries to excessively dramatize ordinary arrests of crimes that do not pose immediate and grave risks on the officers or the members of the public, invading people's homes in the wee hours of the night, and excessive dramatization and politicization of the criminal justice system. Any officer engaged in those kind of theatrics will be dealt with and will attract disciplinary measures. Additionally, we are developing guidelines to improve on the speed of recording statements to ensure that suspects are not only treated humanely and respectfully, but they are also served expeditiously. Going forward, these guidelines will form part of the service charter for all security agencies charged with investigating crime and the processing of suspects for arraignment. These standards shall apply to all persons under investigations, regardless of their rank and standing in the society, on the basis of equality guaranteed in the Bill of Rights in our Constitution. Further, the government policy will entail the absolute respect for the rule of law, regard for all constitutional organs, and respect for all independent offices of our country. Therefore, while I commend the professionalism of the police, and in particular, in this case, the DCI, in handling of Dr. Matiang'i's matter, I undertake, on behalf of government, that the government shall respect the decisions arrived at by the DCI. I am informed that the DCI, having completed their investigations, have made their recommendations to the Director of Public Prosecutions. The government will equally respect the decisional independence of the DPP, and should any person be prosecuted as a result of these investigations, the government shall respect the outcome and decision of the courts. On the day Dr. Matiang'i was appearing before the DCI, a regrettable incident happened at the DCI headquarters along Kiambu Road. The drama by rowdy people who claimed to be his supporters converged at this security facility and caused a commotion. Some politicians, ostensibly going to provide political solidarity to Dr. Matiang'i, caused disturbances, including threats to mobilize people to forcibly access the DCI headquarters, and there is no greater demonstration of impunity than this. The DCI headquarters, police stations, and all other security establishments and facilities must be respected by all persons, including politicians, their supporters, and sympathizers of suspects. I direct all security agencies to ensure that our security facilities remain protected areas and should not be allowed to become a theater for politics or rowdy and unlawful behavior, including unauthorized access. Going forward, any person, regardless of their rank in society, who even attempts to threaten to forcibly access security facilities or intimidate officers on duty will be dealt with firmly, ruthlessly, and decisively in accordance with the law. I repeat, going forward, any person, regardless of their rank in society, who even attempts to illegally, unlawfully, and in an unauthorized manner access a security establishment in any security facility, that person will be dealt with ruthlessly, firmly, and decisively. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter their political affiliation. The respect for the rule of law, the respect also for constitutional organs, independent offices, and the protection of our security facilities from political and other extraneous interferences apply to all without exception and without regard to political affiliation. I thank you. I will not be taking any questions, but I may wish to add that, as you are aware, 20 days ago, we commenced a security operation in certain parts of 6 counties. And those parts in those counties were identified through a Gazette procedure, the Kenya Gazette procedure, determined as disturbed and dangerous areas.